The Mantramarga emerged from the Atimarga Shaivism, while there was some continuity among the two in terms of rituals, iconographies, mantras, etc. But the fundamental difference remained that while Atimarga was aimed entirely at liberation, Mantramarga believed bhoga, along with yoga, was equally important. The name Mantramarga was chosen to denote that the Upasaka goes from one mantra siddhi to another until the final stage is reached. With mantra siddhi came miraculous powers too. This striving for power was a key element in the Mantramarga texts and rituals, because not only peace, beauty, calmness, but power too they believed was divine in origin. To this aim, they developed a wide range of new deity iconographies and forms. Rudra in the Atimarga path was the celibate solitary hero. In Mantramarga, he changed into a form surrounded by a band of female deities. Over time, the path of Shakti itself became an all-important part of Mantramarga. Depending on the level of expertise gained in Mantra Shastra, a sadhaka was given epithets like Mantreshwara or Mantramaheshwara. The Mantramarga again was classified into two fundamental divisions based on the central deity, that of Sadasiva and Bhairava. Sadashiva's path contained 10 Shiva agamas, 18 Rudra agamas and their associated texts. These were collectively called the saivasiddhanta. The path of Bhairava had 64 Bhairava agamas and Yamala texts. Both branches produced hundreds of upa-agamas and commentaries subsidiary to these primary texts. In the path of Shaivasiddhanta, Shiva iconographies lacked the aura of terrifying and ecstatic power which was predominant in the path of Bhairava. Also in Shaivasiddhanta, the concept of Shakti was present merely as a metaphysical abstraction, seen as a creative power of Shiva captured in the form of mantras. The main deity is worshipped without a female consort. External purity was fundamental to this mode of upasana. The Tantras of Bhairava are so named because they are in the form of answers by Bhairava to questions asked by Bhairavi. Here Shakti becomes an independent goddess, first appearing merely as a consort and then eventually marking a path for itself. Unorthodox practices like use of meat, alcohol, blood offerings became an integral part of the path of Bhairava. Inside the Bhairava Tantras, again there were two broad classifications, that of the Mantrapitha and the Vidyapitha. Mantrapitha meant seat of mantras and Vidyapitha was the seat of vidyas or special knowledge. The words mantra and vidya were aptly chosen. Former devoted a centrality of the masculine deity form while the latter was feminine. The word Vidya is added to a ritual or a mantra when its primary focus is Shakti. The Vidyapitha texts would be classified as Yamalas or union texts and Shakti or power-related tantras. From the Shakti branch of Vidyapitha emerged the Trika system of Kashmiri Shaivism and then later the first mention of Kali as an independent Devi. Each of the later revelations of Tantra considered itself to be more esoteric branch that needed special dikshas for practice. Eventually, with the march of time, Shakta Mata developed as an independent path along with its own pantheon of powerful Devis. The basic cult of Mantrapitha was dedicated to the upasana of an esoteric form of Bhairava known as Swachchanda Bhairava. Swachchanda meant autonomous, uncontrolled by any force apart from itself. He was shown white in color, personifying the 5 Brahma mantras, 18-armed, worshipped along with his identical counterpart Aghoreshwari and surrounded by 8 lesser Bhairavas. He is shown standing on Sadashiva. The Swachchanda Tantra, which is the primary text, also mentions various other forms like Kotaraksha, hollow-eyed, Vyadhibhaksha, devourer of diseases. These were visualized as terrifying, darker and closer to the modern iconography of Bhairava. But Mantrapitha being a largely masculine Tantra, Swachchanda was often worshipped alone. Its form with Aghoreshwari was considered as a lower manifestation. In the Vidyapitha tradition, however, Shakti slowly rose in prominence with changing iconography. The Avarana Devatas gathered a life of their own and became depictions of independent goddesses. And finally, the goddess herself rose as Ekavira, solitary heroine, and passed into the cult of Kali. The Kapalikas, who were more a fringe tradition earlier, now became all-pervasive. The initiate into this path gained the powers of these Shaktis by following the cremation crown route of sadhana. They kept matted hair bound with pin made of human bone, wearing earrings, anklets, girdle, all made from the same substance. The sacred thread would be made from hair taken from a corpse mixed with ashes from the burned bodies. They would use ritualized alcohol to elevate their state of consciousness and wander about in imitation of their deity. Such sadhakas would also have their Bhairavis or female consorts along with them and use sexual rituals as a valid means of upasana of the Ishta Devata or Devi. In the Atimarga tradition, we had seen how each of the realms were governed by some form of Rudra. In the Vidyapitha tradition, the ascending realms were guarded by groups of blood-drinking, wild-haired, skull-decked yoginis. Each of these Shaktis would emanate a spiritual force from themselves, which would take up residence in certain sacred spots or pithas. These became known as the Shakti pithas. And Bhairava was considered as the one whom the yoginis worshipped. He was the Yogini Nayaka, Lord of Yoginis. The aim of such a sadhaka was to entice these fierce yoginis by the power of his upasana to accept him in their fold, thus making him a yogini gana and bestowing siddhis and rare occult knowledge unto him. The most auspicious time for such sadhana would be the 14th night of the Krishna Paksha, which was equivalent to the daytime of all ethereal beings. The idea of possessions by these powers was a regular feature in this cult. They would often take control of the body and mind of a human being and act as oracles, foretelling the future or granting boons to a sincere worshipper. Oftentimes, pre-puberty girls were considered the most ideal vehicle for a yogini. Hence, the custom of Kumari Puja started, which is still followed across India, especially during the Navratras.